Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's F.Y.I. Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now.
Where I am now.
And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio.
Life's not easy as it seems. Sometimes on this journey.
And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com or go to WPCE 1400 AM or WGPL 1350 AM. And guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
And Peace, 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM and soon to be 88.9 WMVA FM.
I like that. Let's also welcome Facebook Live, Twitter, Instagram, not Instagram yet, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Good morning. Make sure you like, share, comment, or subscribe, and we'll shout you out later on in the show.
Did you hear what I just said? And soon to be 88.9. Just look to your left, Miss Center. You see that big old sign? Soon to be 88.9 WMVA.
Mr. E, I walked in here, didn't even see it. Well, it looks very beautiful up on the wall here. Yeah, you all be prepared. Another FM station is coming. Congratulations, Christian Broadcasting Company, and you all are doing it. You're definitely on the move. We want to say good morning to Annie Miles, Savadra Lawton, Sheila Davis. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much for your support. Nathan Richardson, he's saying, wishing all a peaceful Memorial Day. All of you all, thank you. Praise the Lord for you and for what's going on in our lives. Mr. E, it is a wonderful, wonderful day. The weekend was great. I hope yours was.
It was a wonderful weekend. Great weekend. Did everything I wanted to do under the sun.
Oh, that's very good. I tell you what, we want to wish everybody a wonderful Memorial Day. We honor those that served and died. And we just thank God that we had people that were willing to give their lives for their country.
That's right. So we want to say congratulations and thank you so very, very much for all your servicing.
Well, I tell you what, FYI Radio Show Monday, sports talk. I couldn't hardly get that out because I'm so excited. We have a fabulous guest on with us, Mr. E, and he's known to many. He's I call him a sports expert. A very special guest, Coach Charles Hatcher. He's with he hosts Sports Inside and Out. Good morning, Mr. Hatcher.
Good morning. Good morning. Glad to be with you on this Memorial Day. Lovely day.
It is. I tell you what,
Yeah.
we want to find out, first of all, where you're from, and then we're going to tell our listeners a little bit about you.
Well, I'm originally from Tidewater, right?
Really?
Yes. I was, born in an area called Liberty Park over, now it's over behind the North Fork State area.
Wow.
And was able to go on and join a good friend of mine, Andy Heisenberg, and integrating the high schools there in the Hampton Roads area with the grace of the good guys, Reverend Lowry and South Abernathy, and of course, one of the guys that spearheaded it all was Dr. Martin Luther King. So we went on and was very proud to be a part of a movement in the integration arena, and was able to go on and have from Norview High School a relatively successful and gratifying career.
Yes.
Had two fine sons and two stepsons, two stepsons and one grandson in the NBA. I was fortunate enough from the Olympic trials and at Elizabeth City High School to go on and go into the ABA or free agent draft for the Indiana Pacers, and later onto the European corridor where I played for and coached for many seasons. So
wow. Whew, what a life, what a journey. And then you had
it was rough.
Then you had a nerve to put all that greatness in your, what you say, your stepsons, you say you have a grandson also in the NBA.
Yeah, I had,
my goodness.
My two sons, Charles and Carl, were pretty successful and in sports as well up in the Washington, D.C. area where we live.
Absolutely.
And in the DMV area, which was the Virginia, Maryland district in the Columbia area. He went on, and then of course Dominique played with the Atlanta Hawks Hall of Famer. I think he's 12th leading all-time scorer in the NBA, and of course Gerald Wilkins was at the New York Knicks. He came out of Tennessee Chattanooga. Dominique came out of Georgia, of course. And, he went on with the Knicks in Cleveland and went on to finally with Orlando. Of course, Dominique, his stellar career was with the Atlanta Hawks, where he carved himself a niche to be not only a fantastic and exciting ball player, but went on from there to San Antonio, Los Angeles Clippers into the Boston Celtics. Then he played over in Europe for Greece for 1 year, won World Championship. He came back to end his career there in San Antonio, where he got Comeback Player of the Year award. And finally retired after that particular time. And Gerald, of course, he retired soon after. And Damien, the grandson, came up and was drafted from Georgia and went on to have a relatively successful career with both Seattle, OKC, Minnesota, with the Philadelphia 76ers, and finally with the Atlanta Hawks before he started.
Wow. How interesting and how exciting. See?
Go and tell the truth that Dominique Wilk beat Michael Jordan in the slam dunk contest. Go ahead and tell it. Go ahead and tell it. Go ahead and tell it.
That goes without saying. Anybody who knows basketball understood that Chicago Stadium was hosting the championship game, and the family was there. We were there with our friends, and and of course we were very fortunate to be able to go to many All-Star games on behalf of my sons and those that we broadcast with. But yes. Dominique won. No, there's no question about it.
Yeah, go ahead and tell it like it is. Yeah.
Really knows, you can ask the guys who really know the game. Michael came over after the game, after the contest, and just apologized. Hey, that's just Michael and Nick. They had that type of what you call friendship and camaraderie and competitiveness and the things they love to do, which was dunk. And be exciting and the lady. But I've been good. I have a great family now, and Matt's really taking charge, and everybody's being a part of the new phase that we're in now.
Yes.
Which is, telling the stories of the legends of historical Black worthiness, and that's where we're very happy to be the #1 sports talk show, Legends.
Wow.
Podcasting and streaming now. You know, we have well over 600 of the greatest sports legends of all time. And we're very happy to be a part and participate with the National Basketball Association. Our guys we've been knowing all these years, as well as the NFL alumni. We're very strong with that through the former director of the alumni, Nick Nicolosi, for the NFL charity.
Absolutely, yes. Now you went through your journey kind of fast. We're going to slow it down because I also heard you say, along with all these wonderful accomplishments, that time sometimes was a little bit hard. Tell us a little bit about that part of your journey, wherein you know, when you were breaking through and pulling down strongholds, there were some challenges. Let's hear about that.
Oh yeah, it was. You know, we talk about civil rights there, and the doctor at Coach Sessions, and it used to be a great historic coach in the area from high school and college, and his participation along with a guy, Reverend Lowry from Atlanta, with the civil rights social, you know, was part of the spirit, and then they chose me and a guy named Andy Heidelberg. That's the guys that they said they wanted to do this, you know, one in football and one in basketball. But Heidelberg went first, of course, the first season in, and I came afterwards. But it was rough. You had to get the police. Now, I mean, these were state police. So you to go to class in that portion that I came through, which was just after Heidelberg. He came that first semester, and I came and had to really hold over because I wasn't eligible, transferring from Booker T to Buckner. And you know, it was rough.
Yeah.
They just called the name calling, the effigies in the locker room, and then not a locker room per se, but on this flagpole.
Yes.
You know, Black effigies, you know. They had to make sure you got on, you know, but some people had a little bit more rough with me, the student wise. We were tough within the annals of basketball and football. But Andy was a good mentor to me to a great degree because he hit the surface in football, and I had to wait that semester to play basketball. And so I saw what was happening there. But things came through, and I went through quite an era. You know, it's a lot of in the windows. I had both on one side, but and then I'm quite sure the community was a little dismayed at me going to the immigration movement of F.Y.I. It was very, very high profile, but it was necessary.
Yes.
And we thank God that we were able to do and open the doors that these young kids have today. But the problem is now making them appreciate
Absolutely.
the efforts of others that have opened these doors and helped them to do better, and not turn into a genocide type of activity and just take everything for granted. God didn't mean for it to be that way. He said wisdom comes from those who experience, and wisdom is those that would open their mouths properly.
Absolutely.
Right. So,
that's what makes you. That's what makes you great. That's what makes you champion, and you came through that you may teach others how to be blessed and to be
really
thankful.
Appreciate that was being nominated in high school on American. I was one of the leading scorers in the state for a while. I mean, all those seasons, and the most valuable player of the first Norfolk recipient, Tyler recipient, the most outstanding athlete.
Yes.
And then Norfolk was a real milestone breaker, and it opened up some situations. And then when I met Pepsi-Cola All-American that year, was able to be on the same platform with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Ben Hussein, and Rick Mountain, the guys in New York. And I really thought that things could really expand. But, I had to go into the service. Of course, I played in the Navy for a year, then got a chance to go to the Olympic trials in '68 with JoJo White and Charlie Scott and Jim Brewer and Spencer Haywood, but my dear friend Mike Barrett, who was in the service with me.
Yes.
And of course, Mike made it. I didn't. And then went on. But I'm very happy with the decisions I made through the grace of God and good participatories and support that I'm here at this point now. But always trying to reach back and do some projects to really help the Hampton Roads area, one of the more prolific producing areas in the country for professional athletes.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, Mr. E is sitting here. He is so anxious to talk about the last week's game and last night's game. Let's get ready to talk about some sports. Mr. E, are you ready?
Coach, I want to say congratulations because you came out of the city of the fields of Liberty Park projects, and I want to say congratulations to you. And not only that, did you know for a fact that Golden State Warriors was going to be in the playoff, and did you know for a fact that Boston Celtics was going to beat Miami last night? Let's talk about that game last night, Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. What do you think about that game?
That was an established two franchises with an abundance of championships between them, a lot of pride in sport. And my good friend Wally Jones, who was with the Heat front office sometime, my co-art and co-sponsor of the Wally Wonder Report.
Yeah, Wally Jones is with you. Yeah,
he's still a member of not just the Miami Heat family, but when you talk about Boston, they got a lot of what you call iron pride, and they play probably some of the best defense.
That's right.
Like lacking for quite a bit now, but I think that it was a fantastic thing, and what you came down to the Panthers, who really not only wanted to bet the most, but the thing is that you have to play to win and not play not to lose. People may think that's a very interesting, ambiguous way to put it, but you know, the champions will play to win. Everything on the court. And the guys who want to be champions sometimes play not to lose.
Do you think
that's two different things that can rise to the intensity of a real champion? You leave it all out there and not try to not lose situations and not lose quarters or points. But you know, I think it's going to be a very, very. You got to really watch Boston. I'm gonna tell you.
You think you got to watch Boston?
I do too.
Yeah, you know, and I think the Curry and the Golden State organization, hey, tremendous run. Was their generation for change in professional basketball, just like it was everybody else's run from the LA to Oakland to of course the Warriors, and then of course when you start talking about franchises, every franchise, if they're good enough, are going to have their series from Boston, Chicago, Detroit. Hey, there's no one's going to dominate forever.
Well, I don't believe
generational change does come in just the type of basketball that applies into it. And you talk about one of the original cornerstones of the NBA, which is Boston.
That's right. With Larry Bird in the game,
played it rough the whole season. Nothing was given to them.
That's right.
And they had to scratch and come through injuries and things of that nature. So that means it's a typical Boston franchise. They will fight you from the top of your toe, top of your head to the bottom of your feet.
So you're not surprised that Boston and Golden State are there toe to toe, getting ready to go all the way.
I'm not surprised. You know, after LA fell to the oblique, you can pretty much see that I had a lot more confidence in the Jazz and the Mavericks than any other. But you know, when you come to a point that you have a young man that is pretty much geared toward one division of basketball, it's a game now that who outscores who, not who outplays who. through our defenses and team network. But the game is so different now. From the times of the one of the dear guys that's in Cash Radio, us Bobby Dandridge, who lives there.
OP.
You got some great guys of notoriety and of stature from the day. We're talking about when basketball was basketball.
Well, Coach,
not entertainment ball. Sam Jones, my dear friend, used to call it. Well, it's been turned from basketball to volleyball.
Oh.
To city.
Well, Coach,
and that's because you took pride in your game during those.
Well, Coach,
those great years. I was not able to go to be a superstar, but I was fortunate enough that God blessed me to play and make a living playing a child's game.
Yes.
So I really feel good about that, and also be a part of many other careers.
Coach Hatcher,
Wally Jones and his guys.
Coach Hatcher, as I begin to look at basketball, when I look at basketball, and you talking about Boston Celtics, they play that.
I can't quite hear you.
When you talk about Boston Celtics, when you're dealing with the Boston Celtics, the Larry Bird, the McHale, and Parrish, and all those boys that used to play that hard neck basketball. Now, here's what you got to understand: that not only do Boston play defense, but the Golden State Warriors play defense also. And not only that, they know how to get in and get out of the perimeter and shoot those threes. Now, I really believe, and this is my conspiracy theory, I believe that the Golden State Warriors are going to beat the Boston Celtics.
It's all about defense. It's all about defense.
Wow.
And Golden State does play defense also.
Well, whichever team plays the best defense is going to win, because good defense can make offense.
Yeah.
Good offense can make defense.
Yeah.
Now,
it's a thing that who wants it the most,
absolutely,
and who plays the strongest at home. That's going to be the key. The home court advantage is really a strategic thing. Who breaks the on-road splits. Makes it easier for them to come home and drive hard. Now, Golden State has a great fan base.
Yeah.
Great fan base.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
Yes.
Boston Celtics has an historical fan base.
Yes.
And they got a way of reaching back. When they start bringing in all the great guys, my dear friend Sam won't be there. God bless his soul, but then Casey and some of the cats. But we start bringing back guys like Charlie Scott, and they start recognizing great JoJo White, and you still see some of the Zach Sanders be coming in, Kill, and all the guys are coming in, and they start bringing them Southside Boston people out there. You got something to deal with. So they could be some deep fans. They're unlike any other fan base when it comes to basketball.
Yes.
They expect for Boston to be adhered to the legacy of it, it's one of the flagship franchises in the league.
Go ahead. I wanted to rewind a minute. I heard you say something about the LA Lakers going into the abyss. What happened this season to LA? What's going on?
Well, you got to realize the nature of the business of the game now, it is an interesting transition within the game of professional basketball now. And sometimes you got to know when to let go, who to put in the right thing. And the coaching really in the NBA now is more of a managerial thing.
Yes.
It's in the old days, you know how to put people together that can create a system that you feel comfortable with, that you can win and they feel comfortable in it. Now the system is geared toward an individual who makes his comfort zone around different players that he thinks he can get. You've taken the wrong road into it, and getting ball players who are striving to hold on to a specific time is good. But the miracle of the Lakers was during the bubble.
Ooh.
Now it's time to go ahead and reorganize it.
Yes.
You got to you got to go from top to bottom, and that's what they're going to be doing in the near future. LeBron's always going to be a big part, but he's going to have to, and I think he's capable in the future of trimming down his responsibility to control 2/3 of ball touches.
Yes.
And things will come out because they'll create something around a veteran legend who's one of the greats of the all-time greats of the game. To be that player, he's intelligent enough to do that. But you got to have a front office intelligent enough to make the draft picks amenable to young, upcoming players who are within the team system that go along with legends to be able to create things.
You know, Coach,
the Lakers of old.
You know, Coach, the more we talk about basketball, there's two predictions I would like for you to tell us. Who do you think gonna beat the series? Do you think Golden State gonna beat Boston, or Boston gonna beat the Golden State? And what about the Lakers, the T in the game, that the Lakers had hired Kyrie in the game? So what do you think about that? We have about 4 minutes before it's time to say bye-bye.
Is going to be very interesting. The Lakers are going to be making strategic moves back to regenerate the situation with LeBron. You talk about only maybe 2, maybe 3 seasons left for the big fella. Now, as far as the East Coast, West Coast, Lakers and the Warriors are now the Lakers of old. They're taking this star playing to a point. But I can only say one thing, it's going to take a great deal of green and more coming off the bench.
So you going with Boston?
He's coming off the bench is going to get you a championship. You can't do that. The old days you had 8 to 9 or more. But if you got a solid 8 and can get 30 to 40 points off your rotation, then that's going to be the winner. Curry's going to have to. He cannot hit 60 points a game every game.
Wow.
And you got guys who play defense now. And Boston has pride in defense. That's been their whole game. Defense makes their offense like the old days. So whoever controls Curry, and whoever controls the board, people don't realize now that basketball rebounding is going to come back. Wow. The thing about 12-foot, 6, 7-foot guys out there shooting jump shots came from the era that we made in the old ABA, which is Julius's and these and guys. The ABA is right now the NBA. The NBA is probably the old ABA.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could get where I'm coming from on that, because the wide open game you hear now is nothing but an ABA. That's the Virginia Squires personified.
Wow.
So it's going to change again. And believe me, defense is going to come back into the game. And those guys who make a living playing defense are going to come back, which you don't have right now. But I think it'll be a good series. No question it's going to be a good series. And but I do think that defense and home court advantage on the first series split is going to make the difference. If they split, whoever splits first to win 1 or 2 on a home game within a series, here's a possibility. On the road, there's a one small way. I just can't really break it down no better than that. I think it'll be exciting, but it'll be entertaining, and don't look for a lot of defense.
Oh, wow. Well, I tell you what, it's going to be really interesting. We want to thank you so much for being on with us, Coach.
All right, God bless.
God bless you.
And we want to thank God for our dear friend, old friend Tim Reeves, who was originally one of the great actors.
Yes.
Who are now film producer, him and Daphne. They're doing a fantastic job with Legacy Film and TV documentary and stuff. And just go to sportsinsider.com and hit Legacy TV, TikiLive.com. But go to sportsinsider.com and you'll see all of the great legends of sports right there, both on TV, streaming, and on podcasts. But now we'll be sharing content with Chester's team down there.
Thank you.
To see how we can start bringing some of the top names for what you call segues onto the Wally Wonder for the 5 minutes of some of the greatest players, not just in the NBA, ABA, but 6 heavyweight champions coming on board now with that we have. It's going to be very interesting. I think
well, we're going to definitely check you out. We're going to definitely check you out. And thank you so much again for being on FYI.
Hey, keep up. You guys are doing a fantastic job. And I'm so happy to see how Justin and the team y'all got now can really bring the only Black TV network or facility in the Hampton Roads area back to prominence. A lot of luck to you. God bless and have a great Memorial Day.
Thank you. And thank you all. Thank you. Have a wonderful Memorial Day. Come on over here, though. We're on social media, and we'll talk more about sports. God bless you. See you on Wednesday.
Where I am now.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, Lady Hinton. I'm Everette, the co-host. Our special guest has been none other than the legend, Mr. Charles Hatchard from Inside Out, Sports Inside Out Radio broadcast. Legend. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on WGPL 1350, WPCE 1400, 88.9 FM, and 95.3 FM, and all of the other social media. Don't forget to have a wonderful Memorial Day. Bye now.
So many things to be thankful for. Again, on Memorial Day, we wish you all the best. I know a lot of people are remembering those that fought and died. It was many of them. A lot of soldiers that have given their lives, and a lot of soldiers have given their lives willingly.
That's right.
Some people have been drafted in their lives, but there were others that just gave themselves to their country. And a lot of times, Mr. E, when you're talking to soldiers now, they have that same mindset: this is for my country. I'm willing to go to war. They've been made for such a position as service in the military, and they do it willingly and really grateful to be able to be in a position like that.
When you get to looking at the folks over at UK, Ukrainians, all the folks that's dealing out there in UK, the first thing the men's are saying in UK that I'm going to fight for my country.
Yes, they say it.
Because they know that they're having a wonderful time doing what they have to do in order to stand by their country.
Yes. We want to thank our special guest, Coach Charles Hatchard. His podcast, Mr. E, is Sports Inside and Out. If you all get a chance, just Google it, check them out. They're talking about a lot of legends.
That's right.
They're talking about a lot of folk that paved the way. If you listen to his story, he was telling us that, hey, a lot of accomplishments, but I tell you what, it wasn't that easy when you're coming up in an era of racism and all kind of barriers. They had to break through, but thank God for them.
Miss Hinton, when you talk about the legend, one of the questions I want to ask Coach, did he ever think for 1 second there would have been a black president and also a first black African-American vice president? When you come up through that era of racism and you had to lay down in the bus, or you had to play, had to come out of the factory, like Booker T. Washington was called the factory. It wasn't what it was an big old white school that was called the factory, and everybody wanted to go to the factory. That was known. Once you get out of junior high school, everybody wanted to go to Booker T. But from coming out of projects like Liberty Park, Foundation Park, coming out of projects, and then you have to be integrated into different schools, and not only that, to be called names when you get over to the schools and make success now. I'm so proud of Coach Hatchard because he got an opportunity to play against some of the great guys like Larry Bird and Charlie Scott McHale and all those Magic Johnsons and all those fellas like that. And not only did he get an opportunity to play against the boys, he got a chance to get inside the offices of the box office of the head folk to talk with them, like Ray Archibald, the head coach of Boston. If you notice, he said when it comes to Boston, you got to really, really bring it.
Wow, I tell you what, he has seen a lot of sports. He seems like he loves the game. But this is the thing that I love about it, is that even though, he came up in a time where it was so much racism, he endured to the fact that you see the fruit that has come out of his household.
That's right. That's right.
He's talking about a grandson going to the NBA and, the success of his other children. It was, sometimes it's well worth it. He said the only thing he want to make sure that generation appreciate where they are, because, hey, we living in a different time, and wherein he, was at the beginning fighting, we're in a place where we have pushed forward to a better place because of them.
That's right. That's right.
Because of them now.
Right.
Not because just of us, but because of them paving the way for many.
Miss Hinton, and I'm glad you said that, because there are some folks that don't appreciate what they had to do. They just say that's his story. Yeah, but if you was back there in the days when they was tunneling through, when you was back there in the days when they was calling them porch monkeys and calling them the N word and treating them. I mean, I seen times in 1968 where when they had to break the barrier, they want to know if an African American man or woman had a tail. If black folks had tails, like we are monkeys, and going through all of that was one of the hard feeling, one of the hurting things that one could ever endure, because the Caucasian man, all they wanted to do was we couldn't go to the bathroom alongside of them. You had to go round the back to go to the bathroom, and you better not beef up at them, because you had a place that you had to endure. And I understand now why so many African American young folks, they're saying, don't want to say yes sir and yes ma'am and ma'am and sir, because they had to endure. That's all African American had to endure back in the day.
Absolutely. It seemed like war. We were talking about Memorial Day. Those days, he was saying, was like war. You had to endure. You had to fight. You had to stand your ground. You had to wait until the laws changed. You had to put together protests and all kind of things and many people died, just like when us talking about war and Memorial Day. And it's the same, almost the same thing. And so we honor all those that have fought and died. We honor all those that have fought for civil rights. We honor those that just have paved the way for others. And we're just really thankful where we are in our lives. We have to keep fighting, though. We have to keep making sure that everybody gets an equal chance in life. But I tell you what, Modell said, yes, you're right, Pastor E. When you go in the store, they walk behind you, watch you. She said, I came up in those days. Also, we want to get back to our sports talk. Oh my goodness, Lord. I hope you all, I think, who said it? I think Ann said it was a wild game. Wild game, she says. And good morning, Desi. I hope you all got a chance to look at the game. I hope you got a chance to see, I tell you what, two teams that are getting ready to go
head to head.
Yes.
That's right.
Now, last night was Boston and Miami. Poor Miami. I mean, well, what can I say? Mr. E, was it my imagination, Mr. E, or did it look like those boys were floating as they jumped? I felt like I was looking at ballet or something. Those guys jumped so high, and I don't know. What was it like to you looking at it?
Last night, it was bring your best shoes. Don't come here thinking that you don't know too much of anything. Don't come here playing games.
Yes.
Last night, it's just like Coach said that Boston got a good fan base.
Yes.
Now the crowd gonna get behind Boston.
Ooh.
The crowd gonna bring the best out of Boston. They're gonna get behind Boston.
Yes.
And when they get behind Boston is really gonna show out. Now, Golden State Warriors has a great fan base. Now, and I believe, like Coach Hattrick said, the first team that takes the first two will win the series. And when I looked at Miami last night, and when I looked at Boston must have some rah-rahs, from the old players that used to play. You ain't seen nothing yet till these old players will come out the box, the woodworks this time. This is where you see, like Coach Hatcher said, the old boys, the old players coming out of the woodwork and representing. Now, in Boston, when you get there, here's where your pride step in, because you look in the ceiling and look at the rafters with everybody jersey that has been retired in those stadiums. Now, Sam Jones is not there, but the rest of them boys are still here, and you're gonna see nothing but the greats come out. Now, when the Warriors go to Boston, they got to get ready to rumble, because Boston is Beantown, and you talking about redneck city. God knows they gonna have trouble.
Mr. E, did I hear you give an early prediction?
I gave an early prediction.
What did you say?
I gave an early prediction, and I said Golden State Warriors. I want everybody to know it, because speed gonna beat Boston.
I'm a little nervous to give a prediction. It's any man's game. That game score last night was almost toe to toe. Now,
well,
both of these teams, all these teams. I mean, Boston and the Heat. It could have been any one of their games, but so they must. Both teams must be playing well.
In the series between Miami and Boston, it was a tight ball game, because it all went down to the last game. 7. It all went to the best of 7. Now, here's what happens. Now, Miami doesn't have the speed that Golden State has.
Okay.
Boston doesn't have the speed.
Okay.
Smart is not as fast as Curry, as fast as Davon Green, as fast as Pope, as fast. Speed gonna beat the Boston Celtics. I believe that. I believe that speed gonna dominate. Now, if you get down to a finesse basketball game, playing defense and offense, now Boston gonna wear them out. Because Boston doesn't believe, here's his kicker part, doesn't believe to have a 7-foot Kevin Durant, or doesn't believe to have a 7-foot man bringing the ball down and shooting threes. They believe that the guards, like Larry Bird played, and should be out there shooting them 3-pointers. They believe that the big men should be under bucket, getting the rebound. And that's what's going to settle the whole game. When you got big fellas underneath the bucket, blocking out, keeping folks from getting in, it's going to be a total different wall. Golden State Warrior, you got to learn how to get physical, because Beantown don't play. They'll fight you down. Fight you. Ask Magic Johnson about Larry Bird. You think Larry Bird backed off of Magic Johnson, Wilkes, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, McHale? You think they backed off? No, sir.
No, sirree.
Red Auerbach didn't play that. He wanted to smoke that cigar at the end of the game. So when you looking at Red Auerbach, when you looking at the Boston Celtics, you're looking at a team that's going to show up and show out.
Well, tell us, you all that are looking on, who would you like to see win the final? Is it going to be Golden State? Boston Celtics, hey, they on top too. Mr. E, it's any man. What did Coach say? Defense.
Defense.
Now, what
defense.
team? What team now?
Now, I'm believing this. If the Boston Celtics play defense and block out the ball from around the rim, where Davon Green and them cannot get underneath the bucket, then they gonna win. But if Golden State come down and start firing them threes up from the beginning and then going inside, Golden State with Warriors will not have a chance in the bucket.
Oh, wow.
Because Boston plays strictly defense. They played that defense as well as that offense. When they see, what happens with Golden State Warriors? Golden State Warriors fast passing the ball.
Yes.
Now that's going to burn out Boston Celtics because they're not going to be able to keep up with the passes on the floor. But one thing you're gonna see in this game, that when it come time to driving in the bucket, if you ain't strong, don't come in there. If you can't stand the heat, don't come in there. If you don't want your head busted to the white meat, don't come in there.
Who are you all rooting for? Who do you want to see win? Who's your team? I tell you, it's close. We're here at the finals. It's been a long season now, and these folks are playing basketball. Coach Hatcher also said, and he's noticed, that basketball has changed.
Yeah.
And what was his reasoning for that, Mr.
Because
E?
they got 6-footers, 7-footers playing, shooting 3-pointers.
Okay.
They're not playing defense. One of the things, like we talked about, Miss Hinton, that we got to learn how to play finesse ball. We got to go back down to the basics of basketball. You don't have a good basketball team playing underneath the bucket. You got to get under the bucket and play ball. You can't just sit back and expect to go down to the field and shoot boom, and shoot boom, and shoot boom. Now somebody got to rebound.
Yeah.
Somebody got to get underneath the bucket, and they got to play finesse. They got to play defense. They got to get in the mix of everything. You just can't get under there and think that it's going to be a running gun. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
Wow.
I want to say good morning to Miss Christo Hinton. Thank you so much, Miss Sheila Robinson, Miss Lofton. Thank you all so much, Miss Annie Miles and Desi Combe. Now, give us your prediction. I see Miss Annie Miles is talking about Larry Bird. What do you know about Boston? Just tell us who you think gonna win that game. Just let us know something. Just holler at us and holler at your girl and holler at your boy and let us know what you think about what's gonna happen in the game.
Oh my goodness, so interesting. Now, what's next, Mr. E? When is this final game?
The final game, you got 7 games to play.
Okay.
You got 7 games to play, and right now we in June.
Okay.
By July,
it should be
the end.
So these two teams
gonna play
Boston
7 games.
That's gonna be so much fun.
It's gonna be every other day. I think that's
every other day.
Every other day. It's just not. She said Celtics. I have old videos of the Celtics.
All right.
That's what Miss.
People love the Celtics now. Just like you said, the fan base it really goes back.
Listen, let me tell you, it's gonna be pandemonium. Normally, I would go with Boston. Normally, I would, because the arrival has been always the Lakers and Boston Celtics.
Yes.
But since the Lakers are not there this year, I'm going with the Golden State Warriors, because it's going to take Warriors to beat them Bean Boys.
I tell you what, it's going to be close. It's going to be hard. Both of the teams, they want to go to the final. They want to win. They're at the finals. They want to win, each team. So it's going to be really great. 7 games. Mr.
7 games they're going to have to play.
Let's see.
They're going to have to play 2 in California.
Yes.
3 in California, 3 in Boston. So the 7th game, whoever is the winner, they would flip a coin and they would go to the last game if it's a 3-3 series.
Okay.
I'm like Coach said, if Golden State jump out and beat 3 games in a row, that means only 4 games remaining.
Okay.
Nobody has ever come back from a 4 game. So if Golden State win the first 3 games, all they have to do is win 1 game, and they have won the series.
Oh boy!
Now, if Boston does the same, what I don't want to see, Miss Hinton, and I don't want to see the Golden State Warriors buck up against the Boston Celtics.
Wow.
I don't want to see that physical. I don't want, because when they started doing that physical stuff, Boston gonna win.
Oh my goodness!
Because that's what.
Well, Boston, they're physical.
Oh yeah, they real physical. They'll fight at the drop of a hat.
They are physical.
You know, they will fight when you know when you don't when you're less, and they're sneaky too. They are very Larry Bird, Miguel, and Danny Ames. Those three Caucasian brothers are very slick and sneaky.
Ooh, it's gonna be great. I was cracking up because Coach said that the Lakers went into the abyss. The abyss. I was like, oh my goodness, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. They didn't make it.
They revamping. Tea on the street. I wish we had our cups in here now, and we'll give the folks this tea. The tea on the street says this, that the Kyrie, they didn't extend, Brooklyn didn't extend Kyrie's contract.
Oh, yeah, I heard that yesterday. He's a free agent now. I heard that yesterday. Now, what's going to happen? What's your prediction?
The Lakers going to pick him up.
What?
The Lakers going to pick Kyrie up. He's free. He's a free agent. The Lakers going to pick him up. Then LeBron, I don't think they extended LeBron's contract.
Oh my!
That means
so where's he going?
LeBron's make choices every 2 years of where he wants to go.
And his 2 years are up for the Lakers?
2 years are up for the Lakers, and they're going to have to come with a bargaining table. Mm-hmm. Now, the Lakers going to keep Westbrook, but they got to tame Westbrook. Okay. Westbrook is too fast for himself.
Wow.
Now, they still going to keep, they might keep Superman, and they might keep, what's his name, that Coco, that was basketball wife. What's his name? Carmelo Anthony. They might keep him. They're old heads. They got to get rid of that and change the fruit. Now, they got to build a team. Anthony Davis, he need to find him another squad. He's ate up. He's hurt. If he wasn't hurt, he would be all right. You know, if he wasn't hurt, he gonna be all right. Now, Ann Meyer said it's gonna get physical. The physical game will win. If y'all folk don't want to see no fight now, don't look at the basketball, because Boston gonna fight.
Oh wow, they want it so bad. They want it that bad.
You gonna see folks, Davon Green, he might get punched in the mouth.
They probably try to file all the great ones out.
Yeah, Davon Green, look out. Pope gonna have to play underneath the bucket. They're gonna have to put rocks in their pocket because they don't weigh enough. Ooh. You know, really, they're gonna have to put some cement blocks in their pocket because them Celtic boys, they're in the gym, they're working out real hard.
Absolutely.
And they ain't playing.
Well, I tell you what, it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna watch those 7 games. We're going to report back here. I hope you all get a chance to see them as well. I mean, we'll see who's going to make it. Let's just keep watching and keep enjoying these games. Mr. E, we got some upcoming shows.
Well, we're bringing back on Wednesday on What's Under the Hat of a Man.
Yes.
The warden himself.
Oh, very
who's going to be talking about his experience in the correctional facility.
Absolutely.
I had a great talk with the Walton the other day in the center, the warden.
Oh, okay.
I had a great talk with the warden Sutton the other day, and we began to talk about what we was talking about earlier. Now, correctional, when we say correction, that men go to and women go to the correctional facility, he said there's no more of that.
What do you mean?
There is no correctional facility going on there. There's nobody revising folk. It's a camp.
A cage?
It's just a cage where folk go in 23 hours of the day, stay locked up, then come back out and go to the gym. There's no rehabilitation in there. They do have programs to get your high school diploma, but there's no rehabilitation center. There's nothing going on in the correctional facility. You're just alienated. You're just out of the loop. You just
put out of society in a cage.
That's it. All that done is in a cage. All they did was put you in the cage. But the thing about it is, everything that you got on the street, you got it in the correctional facility. You got cell phones, you got laptops, you can order pizza, you get a warm meal, McDonald's, you got it all right there in the correctional facilities.
Wow, it is too much. But anyway, that's the warden that's going to be here. What's his name?
His name is Pastor Bishop Coach Walton Ernest Sutton.
Who?
Warden.
Is he a what is he?
He was.
You gave a lot of.
He's a preacher
now.
Okay.
He's
Bishop Ernest Sutton.
Okay, Ernest. Okay.
He's
the warden. He a former.
Ex-warden.
He was a. Okay, I'm getting it now. Okay, and he's been on before.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. He's coming back to just serve some more tea and tell us a little bit more. I think Mr. E is interested in knowing how men come out.
That's right.
And that's interesting, Mr. E, because if you are not rehabilitated, you're gonna come out just
the same way you went in,
or maybe worse.
But you're gonna be a zombie. You're gonna be a zombie. You're not gonna be able to function. You see, I was looking around the store the other day. I went to Walmart, and you can always tell when a man or has been incarcerated.
How come?
He'll walking with his hands behind his back, like he's been on shackles and his feet taking those steps, and he's just standing there looking around as if. I was in Walmart the other day on Saturday, and I was sitting there waiting to, for the line. I was standing there to wait and get into the line, and I saw this guy, and I saw this guy just standing there waiting. He was ahead of me going to the line with his family, and I happened to say, I said, "Brother, let it go." He said, "Is it that noticeable?"
Oh,
I said, "Yeah, it's that noticeable. You can tell that you're getting back into society." I said, "Because your hand is still behind your back, like you still locked up, and your feet, you're taking those baby steps so you won't trick over the shackles. Let it go."
That is crazy. But he's gonna come on to be with us on Wednesday.
Yes.
But then we'll have on Friday what's in your closet. Serena Mann, she's going to be here. She has a grand opening event that's going to be coming up this summer, and we're going to give you that information and everything. We'll be in the month of June now.
That's right. And it's going to be warm in the month of June. So whatever parties, Miss Hinton, there, I know it's going to be a lot of functions.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of things going around in the month of June. Just let our listening audience know that we are available. Yeah. I mean, if you all want your event, because people are getting back out there now. I mean, people are I can't say post-pandemic. Or maybe I can. I can say post-pandemic. Maybe we're in an endemic because we still have to live and survive around this virus. Yeah. And you can still get it. Yeah. Okay, remember that. You can still get this virus. But people are out, they're about, they are doing their thing, they're having fun, they're mingling and mixing. And we are available for your special event, your special occasion. If you want us to host or MC that special occasion, we can do that for you and bring the FYI Radio Show fun there with us. Just get in touch with us. Mr. E is going to give you the information on how you can actually do that. You can also sponsor, be a special guest, and intern with FYI Radio Show. Don't forget to follow us. I've been posting our pages, our social media pages. Please pay attention on Facebook to those posts, and you can go to all those platforms and you can follow, you can subscribe, you can like, you can share, you can comment. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to expand our platform to Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, we need the numbers. Yeah. So please go to FYI Radio Show on Instagram. Go to Edward Everett's Pastor Ed 1. Go to Lady_Christo Records. And give us those numbers so we can expand our platform. So as we said earlier, we have WMVA 88.9
We're getting ready to jump on it. Oh, Mr. E, tell us a little bit more about that.
I want our listening audience to know that real soon, that we're going to be jumping on 2 FM stations.
Well, we're on one.
We're going to be on 2 FM stations.
Yes.
The only African-American radio station in the 757 owned and operated by African Americans. So we're going to be on two FM stations that's been coming a long time.
Yes.
It's 88.9 WMVA, 95.3 WPCE, which stands for peace. Now 88.9 is joy, and 95.3 is peace, where we're going to bring you peace and joy. 88.9 and 95.3. Now we're also going to be on WGPL 1350 AM, and we're going to be on WPCE 1400 AM. We're going to be on both radio dials. We're going to be on FM as well as AM.
Yes.
That means you can catch us on the AM dial, or you can catch us on the FM dial.
Yes.
And then we're on all social media platforms. The only one we're not on is Instagram and
TikTok. We're trying to get
TikTok.
those numbers now so we can be on those platforms.
So that means that we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on. That's 8 platforms that we're on. Size for 2. We can size for 2, and all you have to do is like, share, like, and subscribe. Then you can put us on the rest of the platform. We want to bring you nothing but the very best. We have grown these last 6 years of being on every platform there is out there for you to bring you nothing but the best. FYI, for your information, the lady, Christo, you name it, we got it.
All right. So Philip Plump, good morning. Good to see you up here. And all you all that are looking that we can't see, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, we're going to continue to just move forward with FYI Radio Show. We thank God for all the platforms. You can also go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com. You can hear us there. And just wherever you feel like you want to land, you can go to those places and you can see us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30. Now we're going to change our time. It's going to be 9 o'clock when school closes in June. We'll have 9 o'clock to 10, and we'll be up here longer with you all. Make sure you all take note of the change. I know you're used to coming on at 9:30, but when school ends 9 o'clock a.m., FYI will join you on these platforms.
Live broadcast too. Live broadcast. This is not pre-recorded. This wasn't done yesterday. It was done today. You can tell that that we're live because our colors change in our uniform. We're wearing red, and then you see it with yellow, then you see it with black, then you see it with gold, and then you see it with orange. Them for each day that we're on. So if you want to know what day that we're on today, we're on Monday, which is red.
All right, in real time, we are here. Yes, this is live. This is not just internet or not just social platform. This is live radio. Again, WGPL 1350, WPCE 1400, Peace 95.3 FM, and WMVA 88.9. Please take note of that, and please take note that at the school ends, FYI Radio Show will be a 9 o'clock a.m. Show.
I want to say, Miss Hinton, you're doing a wonderful job. What do you think about all of this that is happening to FYI?
Oh, FYI is great. Look, 6 years going on 7. We have been working hard to really bring you a whole lot of information, a lot of great content, great speakers and guests, and time of giving. We have really worked hard to be consistent and really do the job of a host that can just help you all and ourselves to rise above mere survival and find success. That's why we do the show. That's our mission. We want to see everybody successful.
That's right.
And God wants everybody successful. So the idea of being on platforms to reach more people is definitely awesome. to be a part of, seeing FM finally come, because we've been talking about it for a minute.
That's right.
But to see finally be on those FM platforms means so much. Thank you, Ann. Ann says, terrific job, guys. And we just thank you so much for your support, young lady. And all you all that are up here, you all mean the world to us because you come and you share with us your time. Felita Boykins is on. What did she say? She said, good morning, congratulations, blessings abundantly. And happy birthday to you, Felita. I saw you out there celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, all kind of things. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your support. Don't forget the ladies' pies. The ladies' pies Tuesday and Thursday. I would love for you all to call or to inbox me a day ahead so we can have those numbers and things like that. They are the number is actually 757-470-0224. And I'll post it. I'll make sure you see it on all those platforms, and you can order your pies and cookies and treats and things like that from the lady. It's a licensed business. Right. It's for real. It's not fake. It's for real. And the pies are definitely delicious.
We'll tell them about that real soon. They were going to be having, you can purchase the pies down at the farmer's market.
Yeah, the farmer's market. Yeah. Yes. And also, eventually, I'm telling you, it's going to be more
in
than
the
that.
stores.
You're going to be able to get them in stores, and you're going to be able to actually order them online. So I'm preparing for that. I'm thanking God for that. It's a step-by-step process, but it's coming. Just like we talked about, this and that was coming. The ladies' pies will be in places that you can just go and pick them up. In the meantime, please order them. Please try the ladies' pie. Try the cookies. They will work so well with your special event and special occasion, not just for holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, but throughout the year, you can get those pies, and it's a great fit anytime.
Listen, also, let me tell you before you jump off the pie, that if you want a good piece of pie, get you some butter pecan ice cream. Take the butter pecan ice cream and scoop it on top of your pie. Let the ice cream and the butter pecan melt. You
yummy.
got something.
Oh, that sounds so good.
You got something.
So good. I'm trying it. I'm going to try them with some other things, but definitely you all please try those pies and things.
Move Patty. Somebody said move Patty.
Move Patty. Oh, really, Patty? Look. Well, I shouted out a challenge. I'm waiting for Patty to come on and answer the challenge. She won't answer it. I don't think she's scared. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Mr. E? I think Patty don't want to answer the challenge. But anyway, if you all know Patty LaBelle out there, tell her the ladies waiting on her. We need to go toe to toe. And also the ladies' book. Oh my goodness, the book is here.
About the book.
The book is here. The hard copy is here. And also the ebook, we'll get ready to give you those links for the ebook. And you'll see some of the other things, the series that's coming along with Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose. I'm excited about it, very excited about it. And it's just a lot of things that your children, your family is going to be able to have when it comes to bullying, and some of the answers and some of the activities for kids. It's going to be really, really, really nice. Also, the ladies' music, wherever music is sold, please check that out. And let's see. Also, there's something else that I want to mention. Our segment, Serving That Tea.
Serving That
We're
Tea.
Good. Look, if you all want to be agents, if you want to help serve that tea, we need your help now. We need you all to bring some tea. You can actually just inbox us some of that tea.
With some tea. And don't forget, the cups will be available if you want to purchase the tea. The cups from FYI and T-shirts will be available if you want to sit down with the lady and myself and serve some coffee and serve some tea. That DAT, that tea.
Yes.
And if you want to be a part of that and sit down when we come on and have your T-shirt on or your coffee cup, hey, they're going to be available real soon.
Yeah. So I tell you what, we look forward to coming back here on Wednesday and sharing with you all. Thank you again for your support. Mr. E is going to give you the information on how you can be a special guest sponsor, intern. And I love you. Please give me the report on Amos and everything. But first of all, Ann, did you hear Coach say Liberty Park? I thought I would fall out. My aunt and my cousin Ann, they lived in Liberty Park. And oh my goodness, it is just amazing that he said that, Liberty Park.
That's
I was
right.
like,
You know, my
wow.
people lived in Liberty Park.
We said Liberty Park?
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
My dad was the maintenance man there.
Oh, that is amazing.
My father was the maintenance man out there in Liberty Park, and great athletes go come out. I didn't stay in Liberty Park because I was in military, but my family, my sisters, and was out there in Liberty Park. My father and all of them was out there in the woods, in the bottom. See, there's two types. There's two sides. There's the city and the woods. Yeah. But if you came from the woods, then you was the best. Yes. Because a lot of ballers came from out of the woods.
That is amazing. But anyway, you all have a blessed day. Make sure you enjoy the day. Make sure you remember those that perished fighting for us.
She was on Pioneer Street. I was on Pioneer.
Y'all must have been neighbors.
My people stayed on down there where Midas Muffler, better known as Mullins, and the Downies, and all them folks were right there on Pioneer Court where we was at. Yeah.
That is so cool. So be blessed. Thank you all for your support. We're going to see you back here on Wednesday at 9:30. And enjoy your day.
You saw me turn my head around just a few minutes ago. I want to let our listening audience know that Sports Talk is coming around, is here every Monday. Yes. And guess what? About another 98 more days, it's time to play some football.
Oh my goodness.
It's time to play some football. And I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's F.Y.I. Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Everette, the co-host. If you'd like to be a sponsor or special guest or intern on FYI, give us a call at area code 757-714-7861 or inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can go on our email. That's right. You can email us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com.
Yes.
That's FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com.
You all are a blessing. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Bye now. 2 up, 2 down. Yeah, VA.